You all know that I'm not Harry Potter. I never went to Hogwarts. My name is Markson, and I like to think of myself as a professional pretend mind reader. Essentially curating a story in your mind. But if you think about it, as communicators, as salespeople, as negotiators, we also curate a story in other people's minds. And our goal is to curate that story in a way that we can influence and persuade. You see, to me, all that magic is a gap of information. You simply don't know how the magician went from point A to point B, but our minds, they don't like to not know. So we immediately come up with a snap assumption. We create some sort of explanation, a story. But this bridge is not based on facts, because when you're watching a magic trick or if you're on stage with your eyes closed, you don't have the facts, right? So what is this bridge based on? Yell it out. What is it based on? Perception, what else? That's right, experience, available information, cognitive biases, patterns, tendencies that we all have as human beings. These shortcuts, these mental shortcuts, is what allows a magician to perform a trick or for a marketer to make you click. So imagine a person has a whole universe of considerations in their mind. But not all considerations are equal. You see, some of these considerations are directly linked to those behavioral patterns we just talked about before. And when you trigger one of these considerations, what you're doing is you're sparking an emotional response. You're sparking pleasure or pain. You're sparking motivation. Most importantly, you're sparking action. So let's play a little game. I want to hear from everybody in the audience. This game is called, Can You Find the Magic Sparks? I don't believe that people buy services. I don't believe that people buy products. I believe that people buy stories. I believe that people buy perceived value. And what is valuable to you could be completely different from what's valuable to someone else. It could be the exact opposite of that. It's found in the perceived value people have of themselves, of you, of your bank, of your products, or even the situation that's right in front of them. It's found in their past experience. It's found in their fears. You could find those magic sparks rooted in the pleasure that people get from inaction, or in the perceived pain of action. You see, most people, they avoid these topics because it feels like it's a barrier, and the best thing to do is keep the elephant out of the room, right? But the truth is that these are actually the moments you have to poke at, because this is where the hidden opportunities to find the magic sparks are. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. This is the typical sales process, or traditional sales process, right? You meet with your client, we right away start telling them. We tell them about ourselves, about our bank, about what the interest rate is this month. We spend a considerable amount of time presenting features, rearranging features, comparing features to other features that our competitors have, right? And then here's the hardest part. It takes us forever, and it's really long. It's the closing, long and hard over here. Because you don't know exactly what they're thinking. You don't really know what they value. You don't really know how this is gonna play out. And so it always seems like a mystery, like you're playing in the lottery. So instead, I'm suggesting to flip this whole thing upside down. Here's this strategic trusted advisor approach. The first thing you do is you shift perspectives, because people don't make this decision in a vacuum. It's tied into a story about themselves in their own minds. I believe that if you take the time to master the ability of identifying those magic sparks, that's going to unlock not only effective communication, but your ability to persuade and influence. The moment you walk out of this room, the moment you get off that chair and you walk out of the room, you can try this out at lunch with your colleagues. You can try this tonight with your kids at home. You can do tomorrow in a meeting or even through an email. People won't remember what you've said. They won't even remember what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Try out these magic sparks.